recently grabbed headlines after it was announced she'd be sidelined for the remainder of the season due to injury, sending shockwaves through the basketball community. A few days after the initial announcement, she took to social media to address her injury. And honestly, let's be real, injuries suck, and I hate seeing them happen. It's tough for the sport, tough for business, but most of all, it's devastating for the athlete. I wouldn't wish an injury on anyone, ever. That being said, there's been a lot of buzz among basketball fans online, with some speculating that this situation with Reese might be different, that Angel may not be telling the full story. Some fans have made compelling arguments, suggesting that Angel may not be dealing with a season-ending injury. Instead, they believe she might have walked away from the season out of frustration, especially after Caitlin left her in the dust when it comes to the Rookie of the Year race. Well, today I'm going to dive into the facts and lay it all out so y'all can decide for yourself if Caitlin Clark actually made Angel Reese quit.
What was the injury? Do you know?
She didn't disclose a risk. If she's reporting it, they're reporting.
She probably needs surgery, huh?
Before we dive into the details of the injury and what went down, let's quickly set the stage by looking at the history between these two. As we all know, the history between Angel Reese and Caitlin Clark goes back to their college days. Then, ever since they both entered the WNBA, there's been no shortage of drama between them, like the head smacking incident, cheering on a teammate after she went after Caitlin on the court, and celebrating with everyone but Caitlin. If you asked Angel, she'd brush it off, saying there's no bad blood.
There's never been beef. Like, we've talked trash to each other in AAU. Like, that it's been that. So I think it's really just the fans, her fans, the Iowa fans, now the Indiana fans.
So, as y'all just heard, she not only claimed there's no bad blood, but also shifted the blame onto the fans, specifically Caitlin's fans. Well, that's another story for another day, but the truth is, 17% of all flagrant fouls in the WNBA have been committed against Caitlin, and a staggering 80% of those come from Angel Reese's team, the Chicago Sky. On the flip side, Caitlin hasn't engaged in any of that behavior toward Angel or the Sky at all, and instead has just been playing basketball at the highest level.
Fever, good ball movement on this possession. Logo shot! Logo make for Clark!
I wanted to highlight this dynamic between them because while Angel insists everything's fine, her actions paint a very different picture. Anyway, with that being said, the big question today is whether Caitlin was the reason Angel decided to call it quits for the rest of the season. Well, as we all know, one of Angel's biggest goals this season was likely to win Rookie of the Year and break some records for rebounds and, of course, double-doubles. Now, on August 29th, ESPN sparked outrage by tweeting out an article saying Angel Reese was leading Caitlin Clark in the Rookie of the Year race. It was completely ridiculous. I mean, when you compare the numbers, it's not even a contest. It's nowhere near close. Just take a look for yourself. In every category, except rebounds, Caitlin outshines Angel. Points, assists, shooting percentages, steals, and heck, even in blocks, Caitlin dominates across the board. Another reason that tweet was so absurd is that Caitlin had, and still has, her team in a far better position. Before the tweet, the Fever had 15 wins and 16 losses, sitting third in the East, while the Sky were struggling with just 11 wins and 19 losses. The comparison just doesn't add up. Are y'all seeing why these two aren't even in the same league, and why ESPN posting that tweet was flat out disrespectful? But anyway, after the August 30th game, where Caitlin dropped 31 points and handed out 12 assists before leaving with 3:52 left in the fourth, while Angel stayed in to stat pad, any remaining doubt about who deserved Rookie of the Year was completely wiped out. Even Shaq, who was sitting courtside and who came to support Angel Reese due to their LSU connection, had this to say. Clark does everything right. I never spoke about her before because Angel is my girl, but I can truthfully say Caitlin Clark is for real. I'm watching her play, and I'm trying to be upset, but she makes the right pass, makes the right play. Girls try to beat her up, and she doesn't complain. She's a great one, even early on in her career. After this game, it was clear to Angel that she wasn't going to win Rookie of the Year over Caitlin. However, there was still one thing she could do to boost her legacy: break the single-season rebounds record. In the following game against the Minnesota Lynx, Angel achieved that goal, surpassing Sylvia Fowles' single-season record of 404 rebounds. At this point, there wasn't much left for Angel to achieve this season. The Rookie of the Year was already out of reach, and she'd broken the single-season rebounds record, likely set some double-double milestones too. But to be honest, the legitimacy of those records is questionable. I mean, in the Fever vs. Sky game, I literally saw Reese stay in the game after Clark exited with 3:52 left, padding her stats with 5 points and 9 rebounds to 10 points and 11 rebounds. If she padded her stats in this game, who knows how many other games she did the same. But back to the story. Reese played a few more games, finishing the season with an impressive 446 rebounds, leading the league and WNBA history. And this brings us back to the big question. Did Caitlin Clark push Angel Reese to the point of quitting the season? Well, Angel explained online that her injury occurred during an and one attempt in a game against the Los Angeles Sparks.
And I fell on my hand when I got the and one. When I fell back, fell on my hand.
When I reviewed the game to see what happened, this was the play in question.
Sets run for her. She can create her own.
What a pass inside from Carter.
Now, here's the thing. She claimed the injury was to her left wrist, but after that and one, there wasn't even a flinch. Then, after supposedly suffering a season-ending injury, she even shot a free throw and kept playing like nothing was wrong. I mean, just look. She's fighting for position using her left hand right here. And then, here again. Then, look at this play. She claps so hard, you can literally hear it.
Assist tonight. And a foul on the shot sends Diamond.
Okay, that was a bit of an exaggeration. It wasn't that loud. But here's the real clap sound.
Rebound, 6 assists tonight. And a foul.
I've never had a wrist injury, and neither am I a doctor. But if someone's dealing with a season-ending one, should they really be able to do this? I get that adrenaline is a factor, but seriously, come on. The injury supposedly happened in the third quarter, but in the fourth, she played nearly 7 minutes, put up 7 points, grabbed 4 rebounds, and even knocked down a 3, all with the same wrist she claimed was injured. And the shot looked pretty smooth too, right? In the post-game interview afterwards, she's also moving her wrist around with no issue and didn't mention anything about an injury and wasn't even icing the hand. As I mentioned, I've never dealt with a wrist injury, but is this really normal behavior for someone with a season-ending injury? I will admit, at one point in the fourth quarter, she did appear to rub her wrist a bit, which could suggest some discomfort. But come on. She played nearly 70% of the fourth, hit a 3, battled hard, and as I pointed out, in the post-game interview, she was moving her wrist just fine with no ice or anything. As a result, what many WNBA fans are thinking could be a possibility is this. Angel was already well ahead of everyone in rebounds, and on that same day, A'ja Wilson, the only real threat to surpass her, suffered an injury that appeared unquestionably severe. Faced with this scenario, Angel Reese might have seen an opportunity. By announcing her own injury, she could provide a convenient explanation for falling short against Caitlin Clark while also securing the single-season rebound record in a rookie year, especially since her main competitor was potentially out for multiple games. Whether coincidental or strategic, she proceeded to do just that, even releasing a video to affirm the legitimacy of her injury. Ladies and gentlemen, when was the last time someone had to go on social media just to convince people their injury was real? Wait, what's Ben doing here? His injury was real, right? Right? Anyway, here's what some fans online are saying about the situation. As a former pro overseas, having a season-ending wrist injury and still being able to play and shoot a three-pointer is fishy. Zero evidence of an injury on the bench or in the post-game presser. No ice, no taping, no indications of being in pain. And last but not least, 100% she faked the injury because she didn't want to lose to Caitlyn. She is very immature. This is the sentiment many WNBA fans are expressing right now about Angel's season-ending injury. And the ironic twist? Angel Reese likely didn't see this coming. A'ja Wilson is a beast and only missed one game and is now closing in on that rebound record. As of today, she's just 12 boards away, and by the time this video drops, she'll probably have already overtaken it. Angel, on the other hand, already has the cast on her hand, so it's unlikely she'll be making a return to grab any more rebounds. But anyway, what do y'all think? Did Angel Reese quit on the season because Caitlyn left her in the dust with nothing left for her to win individually? Or do you think the injury is legit, and that even if she was still in the running for the Rookie of the Year, she would have gone through the same so-called season-ending surgery? Let me know what you think